Arm wrestling, it's a combat sport. You will get hurt. Keep that in mind. It gives me the rush and adrenaline.
It's not just about raw size.
No, it does not work like that. Because arm wrestling, it's different. It's got techniques. The sport is captivating. It's interesting, and I think more people should see it.
How do you train for this?
First, you gotta train your wrist. It's a lot of wrist work. Look at this part right here. I have an extra muscle here. It's called the pronator muscle, and it definitely helps my arm wrestling. I ask people to arm wrestle me all the time, everywhere I go. And I decided to open challenge, a big event in Asia World Expo. I asked people to recommend me the biggest guy they can find. This dude, Alan Galini, the 4-time world champion MMA fighter, the muscle size that he had, and his hands literally a size and a half of mine. He's a world champion. Arm wrestling exists. It's here. A lot of people know arm wrestling in Hong Kong because of that, and I'm glad.
My guest today is someone who is an inspiration to many. He's a multi-talented individual who excels in various fields such as athletics, coaching, modeling, and acting. His passion for breakdancing and martial arts has led him to work with several fight choreography projects, a top-ranked arm wrestler in Hong Kong, and is dedicated to promoting the sport through his brand, Arm Cave, and expanding the arm wrestling community. What really gets me going is his ability at this young age to stay so focused and inspire the next generation and even the old and wise such as myself. In this podcast today, we get to know how he stays on point with his fitness and his well-being, how he overcomes challenges such as fear and anxiety to get so much done at this young age, and what is his advice for people who want to get fit and do the things that he does. Wilson, welcome on board. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me.
I'm going to go back on the memory lane here. How did it all start? What got you here? Why is there so much fire within?
I gotta go back to my elementary school. Right. In New York. I was being bullied hard. Kids were hammering me. I was being my weak self. I don't know, it was just different me back then. I was younger. I didn't know better. It was just too bad. A lot of people were laughing at me. A lot of people were picking fights with me. Just have fights in the bathroom, and that was where it began. And I didn't want to be bullied. I couldn't take it anymore. I told my mom, I gotta go. I don't want to be here. My family's there too. My family's in New York and Hong Kong. So I had to go back to Hong Kong. The story, fast forward to high school. It was in Hong Kong. But then, nothing changed. Bullies again. I fucking hate bullies. So I had literally absolutely no skills at all back then. I don't know what I was doing. I play a little bit of soccer, but it doesn't really help because I'm not really good at it.
I hear a story where you were in a state where you needed support because of the bullying.
Yeah.
And then you got onto a point where you said, hey, I need to take control of this. Do you think something like talking to people around you helps?
Oh, for sure. I was lucky. I had friends that I can talk to, and they understood. Yeah, talk to people. It helps. If you find people that understand you, you feel less lonely. That is why I told myself I gotta be strong. I need to motivate myself to get better so they respect me. So continued until I met breakdancing. You hear a lot of people say dancing changed their life, right? Breakdancing changed mine. Because it's all about the mind and, how breakdancing works. You dance to battle, or at least for me.
Wow.
So when you go into battle, you have that mindset of being stronger. You gotta get tough. And that is one of the biggest things that changes my view to everything.
For example, if somebody were to be in the same situation as you are, what is that few advice that you would give to them so they can stay strong and navigate this?
School bullies are just the same as, the bullies that exist everywhere else. It's just a mini-sized society, right? It's gonna be there. Bullies are always there. They never cease to exist. What you can do is learn to not get bullied, learn to be yourself, learn to toughen up, because that's also a lesson for life. If you don't know how to toughen up in your school time, you're not gonna get tough in real time. When you come out to work, it's gonna be worse. But it's how you deal with it and how you motivate yourself. Pick yourself up. Don't let yourself stay down.
It's amazing how you were able to flip that around and create such a strong narrative about it. And I love what you said, you got to take it as a learning experience because life doesn't get any easier down the road. I loved how you said you can create a mindset where you just got to look at this as, hey, I just got to pick myself up, maybe talk to somebody, ask for help, and get out of the situation, win control. And it's the beauty of nature. If you're seeking with a hungry attitude, you will find. You'll find the right thing that navigates you. And I think that fire is still so lit in you, and that inspires me.
Yeah, it's very lit until this point. Like, my fire is only getting bigger.
But I'm going to now spin it back to your evergreen physique, which intrigues me. What is your workout routine like?
So for me, there's one rule. The more you use it, the better it looks, right? It's a simple theory. I'm a personal trainer. I work out 4 to 5 days a week. I do separations. I do each part a day.
Okay.
That's my normal workout routine. And I've done that for about 10 years now. It started from the Abercrombie and Fitch days.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was in Hong Kong like 10 years ago. And I saw those models. They were like so jacked and ripped. And I was a skinny kid. I was just breakdancing, I got to look like that.
Yeah.
And you know what the motivation was? I saw Magic Mike.
Okay.
I was a breakdancer, right?
Right, yeah.
And I was like, yo, I can do those moves. But what if I get jacked too?
There we go.
And then there you go. And I just started lifting weights. It's all gym days, man. It's all work.
So you said like 5 days a week.
5 days a week, yeah.
Different body parts.
Yeah.
How many hours do you spend?
I mean, honestly, I don't spend too long in the gym. I just do what matters. I just hit it as hard as I can.
Right.
And roll out.
Okay. Something that people can take away from you at the end of 10 years of where you started a journey would be consistency. Is that correct?
Yeah, consistency and the will to get better, to improving yourself.
Are there days where Wilson feels like shit and not going to the gym?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you still go?
Snow, negative degrees, but you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. If you don't, it's gonna go away. It's honest work.
I like how you said it. Honest work and consistency.
Yeah.
And I believe in the same. I think those are key ingredients to somebody who wants to have a sustainable evergreen physique. There's so many wrong ways to do it, which we'll talk about maybe a little later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this whole approach of consistency and discipline and being honest to the profession.
Do the curls for the girls,
That's it. That's the focus. All right. So what is your diet like then?
I don't give a shit what I eat most of the time.
Okay.
Because
do we edit that for the podcast? No, we're going to keep it real, right?
We gotta keep that real. We gotta keep that real. If I have to get lean for a movie or a shoot, I will definitely go on a strict diet. I'll do treadmills, all that, carbohydrates out if I need to achieve something, right? But other than that, I just eat whatever I want most of the time, just around that calorie limit. I know how much calorie I need for me to grow muscle or to sustain my current physique. So I just eat around that, just get an estimate, and I just eat whatever I want.
I think there's a lot that we can learn from this because many a times, wrongly guided, it's told that in order to stay fit, you got to eat a certain restrictive diet for the rest of your life.
I mean, just get active.
Exactly.
Just get active, and it's always a calculating game. It's always math because what you intake, what you put out. It's a plus and minus game. Okay, let's for example, you need 2,700 calories a day. And if you eat 280, what happens? You gain, right? How do you not gain? You move that 100 calories by, getting active.
Right.
If you do 200 calories, you're still minusing 200 calories. So you're still losing weight.
It's all about a number game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what I really appreciate is for somebody to be fluid and play by the season. Like you said, if there is a purpose, an objective, put yourself through a stressor, which can be, get in shape, get chiseled.
Yeah.
But it has to have an objective. But what's happening today is once you look fit, you look good, you want to stay there.
Yeah.
Because that brings you attention.
Yeah.
And it's a snowballing effect. Not do you just want to stay there, but you want to get better. As a result, many people tend to prolong this period of stress onto their body for a long time. And I really appreciate that you're saying this very honestly too. And many times we just have to be fluid. We just got to enjoy life, eat, maybe whatever your body is craving for, but at the same time, just be consistent maybe, and also be honest to the trade and get out there and be active.
One of the things is looking good sometimes is not healthy. And a lot of people put stress on themselves. I got to do this to look good, but it's not healthy for you. For example, bodybuilders.
Okay, controversial.
So if they get super lean, it's definitely not healthy. If you do it for a long period of time, you're definitely damaging your body because you're not taking enough nutrients. Your body's constantly at a low body fat state, which your body does not like. Your body wants to stay in a good balance. So if you see bodybuilders that does bodybuilding for like 10 years, 10 years is a long time, but let's say 5, they are not healthy. Because constantly being in that lean state, bulking up, cutting down all the way, it's hard, it's tough.
But they seem the most happiest people in the world.
Of course, they gotta look happy. They gotta do their poses, all that laugh and everything. But you know what they do behind stage? I'm so tired. I'm lacking this, just to look good on stage for 3 seconds.
At this point, I feel like, I should have met you like, 7 to 8 years back. Because what you just described to me and was like literally a slap on my face was the exact journey that I went through, during my amateur bodybuilding days.
Yeah.
Where I did the same.
Yeah, I can relate.
And I'm still suffering many of the consequences of the stress that I imposed on my body.
Mm-hmm.
I felt throughout the whole journey disgusted, unhappy from within, but showcased that I was the most happiest person and I was out to motivate the world.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, life brings you to points where I was able to unplug out of it very soon.
That's good.
But that was like 10 years back.
Yeah.
But even today, as you mentioned, it's the same route that people are taking.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest about it. It's not real.
I mean, it is kind of, because it is a genuine sport where people work hard for what they want to showcase.
Right.
I respect the sport a lot. Actually, I'm going to do it in the end of this year.
Okay.
I think I'm going to do a show. First time in my life. I just want to experience it. But a lot of people look at those people with good shape and good bodies, and they think that, I got to be like that to be loved. No, just be yourself. Don't put that extra pressure on yourself just because you don't have that body. Many times you see on IG, there are a lot of IG models, or there are ripped guys. Everybody's life is different. Learn to love yourself. Don't put that pressure on you, because you don't have to look like someone else to look good.
I love the attitude that you're going in with the competition too, because you know that there is a trap that you could actually fall into. And many people don't even know this and they walk into it. And I think you're bringing some profound wisdom here. Like, even if somebody were to venture into it, it is a respected sport. But remember, you are stressing your body and you are pushing your body to limits where your inner self doesn't want to be. But it will give in for a period of time, as long as you respect it and plug maybe out of it.
Yeah.
And working with the right people, maybe.
Working with the right people for sure. Like, you need a coach. Like, you can't just run into it blindly.
Right.
You got to know what to do, like, safely and healthily. Yeah.
Let's talk about supplementation. What's your protocol on supplementation?
I keep it plain and simple.
Right.
I just do my regular multivitamins. I do not use any drugs. I do not use any steroids. The max, I would say, protein powder.
Okay.
That's the most I do.
Right. So multivitamins, protein powder.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
okay.
It's vitamin C.
And then, as you said, be flexible. I think that attitude itself brings in so many different nutrients naturally into yourself. You respect the word that supplementation is a supplement to your dietary lifestyle.
Yeah.
And as long as you're putting in the work, and you talked about like how it's a beautiful number game.
Yeah.
As long as you're playing the number game, going out there and being diligent in working out, minimal supplementation such as multivitamins, respecting the fact that maybe the nutrients that you're eating or the food that today, that in the world that we live in, do not carry enough nutrients, you're covering your bases by giving in the multivitamins. Of course, you're in a building phase.
Yeah.
So a little bit of protein.
A lot
of protein. Yeah. A good protein source is always respected. And then keeping it simple and enjoying life.
Yeah. You got to stay happy to grow. If you're not happy, it's hard to grow.
Well, it's very reflective on your face that you are a person who tries to stay happy most of the time.
Well, I'm a positive person. What can I say?
That's the attitude we want to pass on to people too.
Yeah.
Now, you did talk about drugs and steroids.
Mm-hmm.
We live in Hong Kong where this product is openly sold. Let's be honest about it.
A lot of sport does it. A lot of sport needs it to get yourself into competition. I know that bodybuilding has a lot of usage of that, but which is normal because you see a lot of people getting superhuman big, I can't say they're wrong. It's your own choice. But for me, I just like to do it naturally. I like what God gave me. I love what my mom gave me. I just want to keep it natural.
I know it's out there and there's so many people on it. I feel really bad for it as a reflection of my own past. Mm-hmm. And I really hope people can do without it. Yeah. Yes, bodybuilding is a sport. People who do it, who compete to earn out of it, can do it. Maybe respecting the sport and also knowing that the consequences are not pleasant. Let me tell you that. Out of first-hand experiences. It's painful. It's like a corner that you might be very happy, but you can't even look at the mirror. Let me tell you that.
Well, yeah, I mean, but also I gotta say, I do respect the people that chose to do it because they're putting their life out there on the line to achieve something that not everybody would do and would give up for.
Right.
They have my respect, but not for me.
Okay. Now we'll leave it there. Now, you live a crazy, busy Asian lifestyle.
Yeah.
What is the importance of rest in your whole fitness journey?
Well, I mean, rest is basically 50% of your growth. Like you got 30% of gym work, 20% of genetics, and 50% is growth. Because when you sleep, you grow. But people don't notice that. They just keep working out. Right. They treat it like working out 70%. No, you got to rest enough to grow. I have a very busy schedule, especially lately. I love it. I appreciate every single bit of it. But for recovery, your body will tell you what it needs. And you just got to trust your body when what it tells you.
Especially living in Asia, there isn't a boundary between work and balance in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
And sleep isn't sufficient.
Yeah.
But have you felt the impact of that in your life?
The biggest impact that I got was my skin get worse.
Okay.
If I don't sleep enough. It's a big thing for me.
Right.
I do movies, I do modeling, and my face condition affects a lot. And that's a big part of my life. I wish I can change.
As much as superhumans as we all are, there are areas that we want to improve.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for being vulnerable because, that's what is a common denominator in most of our lives, sleep.
Yeah.
We could do with more.
We could definitely use more.
Yeah. Now, we talked about acting here.
Yeah.
How did this all happen?
I'm very thankful, actually. I manifested acting into my life.
Wow.
Since I was a kid, I love superheroes. I've always been a very active person. I do all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, you heard breakdancing.
Right.
Spinning with your heads, doing flips and all that. That was my specialty. And I see Spider-Man. I love everything about that character. And it kind of motivated me. It made me want to be a movie character.
Now, this whole glam world, let's be honest about it. Is it stressful?
Not really.
Okay.
If you love it enough, you just have fun through it. You don't see it as like, oh, it's so stressful, this and that. Like, I enjoy what I do.
Righto.
I mean, I know a lot of people see this as like a very stressful business.
Mm-hmm.
For me, thank God, it's not too much.
You just seem to be having fun with it.
I'm just having fun with it.
And that's an attitude maybe you'd want to pass on to people who want to get into the industry, maybe?
I mean, everybody's there for a different reason.
Okay.
I enjoy what I do and I love what I do. So it's less stress.
Is there fear when the camera starts rolling?
Well, whenever they say action, you got to get into character. You got to get into mood, right? For me, it gets pretty natural. It comes natural for me. And maybe that's thanks to my modeling roots back in New York. I'm not afraid of camera. I like to express. So that was never an issue for me.
Is that something that you trained yourself?
I train by doing it.
Okay.
I shoot a lot back in New York. I do a lot of castings. Oh, and I'm a theater major in a college in New York. So I had a little bit of training and I do it a lot behind camera. I shoot myself. I'm a photographer as well.
Okay.
I shoot people. I shoot models. And sometimes I just set the camera there and shoot myself.
One of the reasons I asked you is because living in the world that we are today, when your eyes go open, it's action. Everybody has to perform.
Yeah.
Put up an act, get into a role. Some of them are comfortable when playing the role. Some of them are not. Mm-hmm. But if you play the role well, you get paid well.
Exactly.
The reason is that we all come back with that fear. And that fear left unattended leads to issues such as anxiety. It can push you into states, reversible states, such as depression.
Oh, yeah. There's so many, like people around me has unhappy phase and happy phase while using social media, right? Like social media is such a big thing now. And people are always constantly putting themselves on camera, just putting themselves out to the world. That brings stress on how people see you, how the reactions are. Let me give you an example. It happened literally yesterday. Like one of my friends, she posted a reel, a dance, and the likes and comments or the reaction was not how it used to.
Okay.
And let me tell you why the reason that is. Because sometimes you can't control what Instagram gives you. It's a whole algorithm. You can follow the game rules. Sometimes it's just not there. And the engagement is just not there. Some people do it very well. They got a topic that a lot of people want to watch, but most of the people just putting their life on there, and Instagram just decides that, oh, you're not interesting. Doesn't matter how many followers you got. they're not going to put it out to so many people. They only put it out to the people that's close to you or you constantly interact with. And therefore, your engagement is low. And some people can't see past that. And they were like, oh my God, people don't like me. People don't like how I look. People don't like my content. And they get depressed. They get sad about not getting the reaction they were looking for. Honestly, this game, it could be toxic. And you just got to know what you're getting yourself into and just stay positive.
Do you get affected by it?
Honestly, I used to.
Okay.
Back in the modeling days, I do a lot of shirtless photos.
Okay.
I do underwear modeling sometimes, and usually that gets a lot of likes. But when I decided I want to go down that acting road, put some clothes back on, more personality, and my genre changed.
Okay.
My engagement went down a lot because I'm not showing my abs and all that like the way I used to portray myself. And through that, my engagement went down so much, I thought Instagram abandoned me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, who hasn't gone through that feeling, right?
Yeah. And sometimes I just can't control that. Like, just do you, just be who you want to be, because no one is you but you. So don't let Instagram control your life. I mean, it's a tool.
I really love the way you said it's a tool, because it made me also give a different perspective. A tool doesn't dictate your life. A tool is something that you can use. It might work or might not work. If it doesn't work, maybe you resort to another tool.
Or maybe sharpen it.
Ah, look at that. Wilson's way of doing things.
Yeah, just sharpen it.
Yeah.
Just do better. But don't stress yourself too much, because it could get bad. People getting sad or depressed.
What's that one advice that you would give to people to use this as a tool versus like a matrix that actually controls them?
At the end of the day, you're putting out yourself. So from the roots, you got to do it to show it. If you don't do it, you can't show anything, right? So just do you. Just be your genuine self and just have a clear direction on what you want to do. Use that tool to enhance it, but don't let it break you. You can't get everybody to like you. That's what I learned. You got to get haters.
Yeah.
You got to get haters. Like,
you'd know this best. Does it work?
If you have haters, congratulations, you made it. Just don't pay too much attention on how IG blocks you and like how it affects you. Like, just remember, if IG doesn't work, you're still you.
Right.
You're still a person. You're still living in the real world.
And you're advertising the real self, and you should be proud about it, irrespective of if you get the likes or the engagement that you initially planned to.
I wish I get more. I still wish I get more, but hey, I'll work hard for that.
And I think the mantra you said is beautiful, because you just say maybe something that you said that you use as part of your workout. Just stay consistent with it. Mm-hmm. My logic to this, and which I kind of advocate, is just put shit out there. Yeah. Someday shit's gonna stick.
Yeah.
Until that day, just be yourself and put the real shit out there.
Yeah.
Am I doing it correct?
No, it is, because if you stay real, stay genuine, you don't have to change. For example, something doesn't work. If you're putting out the real you, you're still you. People don't see a difference. But if you're putting a fake you, for example, a girl that has a lot of makeup.
Yeah.
Like they always show when they have makeup. What if people see when you don't have makeup? They're going to be like, wow.
That is fear. Yeah. That's a stressor.
Yeah, it's stress. It's a lot of stress.
That is a lot of anxiety. Now, I love this whole discussion where it's gone with social media. But something that I recently noticed on your Instagram feed, what the hell was all that about in December? Your arm wrestling game with Alan, a 4-time MMA Muay Thai world champion. Come on.
What a journey that was. Oh, that puts a smile on my face.
Absolutely. I can see the radiance. We can shut these lights off, mate.
Oh, man.
Tell me a little bit about arm wrestling. How?
A year and a half ago, I came across some videos on YouTube. I don't know if you know that guy. It's called Devin Larratt. It's the most famous arm wrestler in the world. I was like, oh, arm wrestling. I tried that in high school or in bars, but I never thought it could be like that. And it's interesting. The sport is captivating. It's interesting. And I think more people should see it. And that's why I got into it. And surprisingly, hey, I was pretty strong.
Yeah, you're like Hong Kong's number 8?
I think I'm currently ranked Hong Kong's top 8. But my match with Alan was not regarding to any ranks in Hong Kong.
Right.
It was like a statement that I want to put out, that arm wrestling exists in Hong Kong. It's here.
I think a strong message that you send across is that it's not just about raw size.
Yeah. I had a hashtag in there. Size don't matter.
Yeah. On this sport, at least, right?
Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't know I was going to win, honestly. So let me tell you a story. about this whole match.
Yeah, go for it.
I ask people to arm wrestle me all the time everywhere I go. I am an ambassador of the sport before this match even. I asked all my friends to arm wrestle me. I see the biggest guy. I was like, yo, you want to arm wrestle real quick?
Right.
Everywhere I go, literally.
Okay.
If you follow me on Instagram, you see my stories. Every time I see someone big, or even girls,
right,
I was like, use 2 hands. Go for it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then, it started with people saying that I only arm wrestle small guys. And they were like, oh, it's only reasonable that you win because you're bigger than them. And I was like, no, it does not work like that. Because arm wrestling, it's different. It's got techniques. It's not all about size. And I decided to open challenge on Instagram. I asked people to recommend me the biggest guy they can find.
Nice.
And I started regretting that after I see pictures of what people sent me. I saw this dude, Alan Galini, and he's the 4-time world champion MMA fighter. And I was like, yo, he is big. Like, I've never arm wrestled someone that big with the muscle size that he had and the flexibility he has. Like, he's an amazing athlete, like such an amazing athlete.
Right.
Like, if you touch his hands on the table, his hands literally a size and a half of mine. It was actually a crazy experience going into that. And, I'm blessed to be able to do this match with him because he's such an established athlete. Like, he's not just an MMA fighter.
Right.
He's a world champion, and that puts weight on anyone.
I think it was amazing. It was like the most talked about thing that everybody was interested in during that season, where you would think like, restaurant menus would be the highlight, but no, it was all about Wilson's arm wrestling game with...
It's funny because a lot of people have been asking me about, like, are you the arm wrestler guy? At Happy Wednesday, it was in Happy Valley. I used to be an MC there for a little bit for the social media, and people know me a little bit. And people are always like, oh, yo, I went there one time after my match. I had my trophy. They were like, yo, are you the arm wrestler guy? I was like, yeah, I guess, yeah.
And it already made it.
You just beat the MMA champion, right? I was like, yeah. Thank you. You watched it.
Well, surely the Instagram algorithm worked there.
That
really put you right there within seconds for somebody to know that you just won.
That post, thank God, made it pretty okay.
So what would you tell somebody who wants to engage in the sport? Is this something that you can train for?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of exercise specifically for arm wrestling.
Tell me a bit about this. What are the muscle groups involved? What's the mindset? How do you train for this?
As in the title, it's arm wrestling.
Okay.
Definitely training your arms, right? But it's more complicated than that. First, you gotta train your wrists. It's a lot of wrist work. As you see, let's try this. So look at this part right here. I have an extra muscle here where...
Jeez, what the hell is that?
It's called the pronator muscle, and it's it only comes when you do pronator.
Are you sure that's for real?
It's real. It's very real, and it definitely helps my arm wrestling.
Okay,
because the torque strength is just different. It hits different. There's a lot of special exercises for it.
Okay.
Arm wrestling, it's a combat sport. And a lot of people don't know that. They thought it was just a game from bars and, in schools and stuff. But it's actually a combat sport. Like, you will get hurt. Keep that in mind. Mm-hmm. But it's the lowest impact combat sport you can find. So that's why I'm playing it, because I don't want to hurt myself too much. But I want to get that feeling of combat and going into a fight. It gives me the rush and adrenaline.
So it's just not the pronator muscle, but it's also your attitude and the mindset that you carry with the game.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of strategic movements and everything that you can do on the table. It's surprising. You got to try to know it.
And what's the arm cave all about?
Yo, arm cave, it's my baby.
All right.
So obviously arm wrestling. And it started in a party room that I had back then. It's called Man Cave. So I used to film a lot of content there, arm wrestling content. I think I was the first one that does that, like the cinematic arm wrestling content. I make up matches. I put one-on-one together and they fight it out. And I had a whole community of arm wrestlers backing me up in Hong Kong. If not for them, I don't think I would be where Arm Cave would be right now. And recently I organized a big event, an Asia World Expo, in the largest car expo in Hong Kong. And that's where my match with Alan was.
I think that got an amazing traction, right?
Oh, yeah, it did. It hit big. It was on the news, and a lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people know arm wrestling in Hong Kong because of that, and I'm glad.
an arm cave is going to start popping up in different locations. Is that correct?
You bet.
I am super excited.
Momentum is getting there.
Okay. You seem to be doing so much, mate. I mean, arm wrestling, acting, modeling, as you said, and then a personal trainer. What are some of the hacks that actually get you through doing so much?
Well, like I said, I'm a very active person.
Okay.
I always like to keep myself busy. I always want to have different goals in mind that I want to hit. Like, I don't want to ever be bored sitting at home doing nothing.
Right.
This all goes super well together because I'm not one of those office guys where I need to be there 9 to 5, 9 to 6, just doing the same thing every single day. I'm happy and super blessed that I'm not living that lifestyle because that's not for me. But as a freelance like me, I got to do more to get paid more. If I stop, my pay stops, right? So I got to keep working. I got to keep myself busy.
Right.
So that's why I have so many things, like everything I do, I love.
You just do what you love.
Exactly.
And you just manage your
I just
energy
kind of
and
put it together. Yeah.
Right.
Just keep it a balance.
How do you unplug out of all this? Are there times where you feel like, hey, I need to just pause from all this?
I would like to think I'm a little different because I love everything I do. I don't really need a break from it. But social media, for one, I would do a little detox here and there. I just put it down for a week. I just don't care about my Instagram. I just put it down. I just leave it only to the messages. That's it. I don't scroll. I don't do nothing. I don't post. I just do a detox. I don't look at stories at all.
At least you have it as a tool.
Yeah, at least I can do that. But if you ask me unplugging, just have quality time. Put down your phone. Spend time with your friends. Be in the moment. Stay in the moment. Just don't get distracted by your phone.
And don't fake it.
Yeah, just don't fake it. Just enjoy genuine good times with human interactions.
Right.
Just enjoy the moment. Do something fun. Go for a hike. Go for a swim. Go to a junk party. Have fun. Get drunk. Whatever you do. Whatever is your way.
Yeah.
Just find a way to have fun and enjoy it.
So who's your favorite superhero?
I would say Superman.
Okay. Why?
He looked good.
Okay.
He's strong.
Okay.
He's fast.
Right.
He's got a decent girl.
Okay.
No, but everything he stands for, the S in the middle.
Right.
Hope.
There's an S in your name too.
Wilson, yes.
Yeah. There is.
Yeah. And that's something I strive to give people, hope. Okay, let me put it like this though. I don't see myself as a superhero yet, but in my Allen match, I stated something to others. Size does not matter, remember?
Right.
And I'm giving hope to the smaller guys.
Right.
You don't have to be big to arm wrestle.
And you don't have to choose to get bullied.
Exactly.
Going back right where you started.
Yeah.
And that you could use as a fire.
Yeah.
To propel yourself.
Yeah.
To do so much.
Exactly.
And stay hungry for the rest of your life.
Amen.
If you decide to look at it as a point in life where you got to take control and look at it as the biggest learning that you could lean into to supercharge your life and have that hope to be the next Superman in town that Wilson is.
Yeah, stay motivated.
That's it, Wilson.
Giving hope to the small guys.
Superman, are you ready for some rapid fire questions?
Let's go.
We're going to put you on the spot here.
Let's do it.
Okay. Arm wrestling or breakdancing?
Arm wrestling.
Okay. Coffee or a cocktail?
Coffee, for sure.
Dancing with Vincent or dance on the dance floor?
Dancing with Vincent.
Lovely.
My boy.
Salad or dessert?
Dessert.
Sleep at night or party out?
Party out.
Love it. Thank you so much, Wilson, for being honest about everything. We loved having you on the podcast.
Thank you.
You truly are a superhuman.
My man.